Hi everybody, I'm Wally Kennedy. We're coming to you live from City Line Avenue this morning. Coming up, some advice from the experts about how you can, if you want to, get in the movies. Good. You know who else is really starting to make it, and we're glad that he is with us this morning? Tony Pellerin, who has been on Loving, Another World, All My Children, One Life to Live, Another Life. He's been in commercials. He's been in lots and lots of theater. Here's a guy who lives in Mount Laurel.
Yeah.
Mount Laurel, New Jersey, but spends more than his fair share of time on the Metroliner going up to studios like this one in Brooklyn, New York, where he did Another World.
Keith. Well, Joe better get here. I'm going to burn the whole house down with all these candles. Something happened?
Kathleen, no one in headquarters has heard from him.
What?
No one knows where Joe is.
But he always checks in. Everybody always knows where... You think something's wrong, don't you?
Yes, I do.
All right, Tony. Now, was that a one-day role, two-day role, five-day role? What?
Well, I actually have a couple of recurring roles that I play on Another World, on Loving. I play Officer Bendix, so I go back from ABC, NBC, and I kind of go
like
where
you as a cop. They like the cop look.
True.
Now, when you start out and you get a one-day speaking role or a two-day speaking role, when you're sitting on the train for an hour and a half waiting to get up there, you're constantly going through those lines in your head. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I mean, are you constantly playing those games in your head, or?
Yeah, well, I try to.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I think so. You know, yeah, you know, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of fun, but you know, it's fun. You know, you just go out and just enjoy it.
Stay with us. I'm going to do something awful. I have to take a break. 2 minutes. You'll get your answer. Stay with us as AM Philadelphia continues. Plus, your phone calls too. How do you make it, or can you make it in Philadelphia, in the movies and in TV commercials and all that? Don't go away. I'm sure those of you who remember Raven Simone on The Cosby Show recognize her with one of our guests this morning. He is Tony Pellerin. He is, as they say, an up-and-coming actor. Couple more questions for the person that's doing the casting here. Okay. Education. Does it make any difference? Past, I would think that you're looking for somebody with at least a high school degree. But does it, past that, if you've got two people who are equal in dramatic ability, one's got maybe a year or two of junior college, one's Yale Drama School, are you going to hire the Yalie?
I don't look for schooling, formal education. What I look for, I go immediately to the resume. I look for the theater background, I look for film, I look for commercial credit, and then I read the talent.
How pretty you got to be?
Doesn't make any difference.
Doesn't make any difference?
No difference at all. In fact, what I look for, we look for natural, real personalities as opposed to beauty or models.
Tell me about
real
that. I mean, was there a time when...
I am living proof.
Why?
She doesn't need pretty.
No.
And in fact, that was the only damper on having made this film, Dee Dee's Glamorama. I thought I get to see my wrinkles 32 feet high is not a
You know, well, sometimes I think that people get too caught up into that. Maybe they won't get into the business because they don't think they're pretty enough. And there's a demand for all types of people to work in the business, and I think that the people should recognize that.
Do you, but how does your ego handle it when, let's say, you go to do a Loving or Another World or one of these soap operas, and I'm telling you, primetime TV has got its share of stars, but you watch the soaps in the afternoon, and they have got the most glamorous men and women anywhere, in the movies, in magazines, anywhere. The most good-looking people in media at all are in soap operas. So you come away from that thinking, oh my God, you know, look at that guy. How could I ever look like him? Or do you just get past that?
I think you get past it. I think you get to the creative process. I think that you recognize that there are only a few actors. It's really a small community, a network of people that are working. I think that you're blessed when you are working, and I think that, you know, it's important to recognize that and to push with your talent. You know, just go talent-wise. Okay,
let's take a call. Thanks for holding. You're on the air.
Yes, I would like to know, how do you go about becoming an actress? Do you... would it be better to go to a school or what? Because I always wanted to be an actress, but I couldn't afford you know, to go to school for it. But I have a lot of talents. Like, I can impersonate voices. I have like 3 different voices that I can impersonate.
You're actually a man talking to us, and you're doing one of your trick voices right now. No, you know what? Not to be flip, because I think that yours is probably the most important question we can tackle all day. What do you do? How do you start from the get-go? Here's a woman who did it. 7 kids, 43 years old. What did you do when you started?
Actually, I went to an acting class at Hedgerow, and I thought, if no one there is my age, I will just run and hide, and that was that. And as it turned out, I got more work in class and promoted to advanced. I signed up for beginners, and when I got put into advanced, I realized someone other than my mother and I thought I could do something. And it was like a Wizard of Oz paper.
Where do you start?
So,
Little theater?
Theater is a great place to start. Great place to start.
But you're not going to start in television.
No.
You're not going to start in commercials. You're not.
If you're lucky.
All those people, God love them. All those
Yeah.
people, God love them. In Liz Starr's story about the shooting of this movie, is anybody in that group going to get more work? Anything other than extra?
Sure. If
Really?
they continue with it, sure. They could do workshops to learn to get stronger on camera with the read. They can continue with theater. They should get with an agent. They should call casting directors, come in and read for us. And then we will direct them and give them feedback and tell them honestly whether or not.
yes.
Good idea.
I do anyway.
Man, I really wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for calling. Now, when we come back, there are many people out there who will be more than happy to take your cash to make you a star. How to steer your way through the rip-off artists and still make it as an actor or actress. Don't go away. Let's take another call. Thank you for calling. Go ahead.
Good morning. Yes, 2 questions.
Okay.
One is about accents and how big of a barrier is accents to getting a role. And number 2, to the casting director, she stated that she looks for credits. What about if someone has a headshot made but does not have credits?
Put anything that you feel that could help. Special skills. You will probably be able to look into your past experiences and put whatever you can on the resume. If you call the office and you speak with me, what I do is I give an on-the-phone screening. And if I like the sound of your voice, I like how you talk, and accents are fine. They don't really bother me. Regionalism would bother me. Philadelphia regionalism, New Jersey.
So if somebody's name is Hugh Hefner, if you say Hugh Hefner, you're out of luck.
You know, one thing, Ron, I'd like to say too is that in the business is very specific. In terms of, you have to understand what your talents are and market yourself in that direction. It's commercially or theatrically or for television or soaps. It's show business, and that means that you have to know your business, and that's called doing your homework.
Okay, we really wish you luck, and I promise you, give you the number of Wickline Casting. Now, the one thing I must tell you, and I know there are those of you who are out there saying, Wally, we heard it before. You did that program on kids in commercials, and you gave us a number, and we got ripped off. And you know what? I apologize. Totally unbeknownst to us, somebody we put on in Philadelphia about a year ago, claiming to be a legitimate agency that would seek to get children into commercials and film work, ripped a lot of our viewers off. There's just no way around it. Fortunately, that business is out of business and will not do that again. But Kathy Wickline is an AFTRA signatory, which means you're signed with the union, and SAG, which is the Screen Actors Guild.
I'm not a signator.
You're not a signator.
No, I'm able to. It's okay. I'm able to.
If you go out of business, I'm coming to get you personally.
I'm able to use both union and non-union talent.
Okay, but the point being, though, that you don't pay a dime to somebody up front, other than to get pictures, right?
Yes. Exactly.
If somebody says, we'll make you a star, give us $300 or $400, and we'll have these pictures taken for you, and we'll be your agent, smell a rat.
Right, exactly. You do need to invest in workshops, so that's different than headshots.
That's actual practicing, it would be like.
Practicing, right.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, I live in Philadelphia, and I'm a mother of 2, and I was a dressed extra for The Age of Innocence.
Oh, were you?
I had the most horrendous time.
Did you really?
It was horrible. It was the most horrible experience. I was there from like 7 a.m., and I wasn't used until 7 p.m. Women were passing out. Our corsets had like a 15% air expansion. We had to stand up every 5 minutes. There were people sleeping in the hallways.
Wow. It certainly gives you a sense of appreciation for your great-grandmother, didn't it?
Well, I think I'd be correct in saying Michelle Pfeiffer and Winona Ryder never started out that way. What hope is there for me living in Philadelphia not to have to deal with something like that again?
I'm glad you called, because I think that you point out that we are talking about a business where the work is work. Thank you very much for calling. You have on tap some exciting things. Tell me quickly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the fall with the Raven-Symoné series, and Malcolm Jamal Warner is doing his new series, and they're considering me for both shows, and going back and forth and back on the soaps, and some commercial endorsements.
Oh, I wish you well. And Babs, what do you have cooking?
I have a daughter being married in September. That's enough of a production right now.
That's
and then
that's Ben-Hur right there.
Go wherever I land.
That's great, and it's been a pleasure working with both of you, and both of you, I wish you the best of success. And Kathy Wickline, thanks again for being with us. The number is 629-1180. 629-1180, area code 215. If I went too fast for you, call us in the Philadelphia office. Don't go away.